Hello everyone, this is Planckera, and welcome to my universe. So last time I was like, well shoot, what do I want to do for the background? Like, what's the rest of this gonna be? And as you can tell by the stream title, I have decided, you know what? Let's just go full religious fanaticism here. That sounds like it'll be a fun time. Anyway, More accurately, I thought about the various ways that humanity has measured time over the years, and with the way she puts it in her lore of just a feeling like humanity has bowed to time, I was like, you know what? Let's just do that. That sounds wonderful. So let's do it. She gets to pretend like she's an all-powerful religious figure just for this one painting. So I was figuring out kind of how humanity has measured time in various ways, and I'm going to kind of incorporate that into things. I already got the big clock. That seems like a good place to start. I think its sizing is fantastic. I don't know what color I want it to be yet. I'm gonna figure that out later. Probably the same with all these other things. So I'll probably just be using various shades of gray and whatnot until I decide what I want to do. But the two big things that I know that humanity has used to measure time over the years. One is celestial bodies, which are fantastic to draw, so of course I'm going to do that. And then another one would be things like seasons. So I'm going to put those things down, and you know, if I need it, I might do a little bit of Googling, break out my Firefox window and stream that for a bit if I want to go look up, hey, how have people measured time over the years? Do I want it that way? I think I do. Yeah, I think I want it to be round on the outside. So we'll have like a sun and moon thing going there. And I'll probably have them bringing out rays of light somehow. And that kind of thing. And then I do think I want some kind of border, so these might actually be too close to the edge. So, you know what? Let's get that in right now. I am just going to make a layer here, and I'm going to put some random lines on things here. Random lines just make everything better, so here we go. Let's see, where is my stroke? Here we are. Yeah, this is going to be way too close to the edge. This probably is too, actually. So I might have to make it a little bigger. Truly, she cannot be contained. Anyway. I'm thinking about how thick I want the outermost one to be, but this probably won't be the outermost one since I'm probably going to make it a little bigger. Maybe I should do that first. I'm going to get a design. I'm gonna get the design and then... Oh dang, is 10 pixels... No, it's not. It's like it did not stroke. Okay, that's fine. Gotta hide things for now. I'm just gonna focus on design right now. Foreground color with the 10, yes. Why are you not doing the thing? Krita, what are you doing? Fill none, foreground color, yes. Let's just make this like absurdly big. Okay, it's thinking about it. I just want to make sure that my size is too small as opposed to Krita being silly. Okay. Well, it's thinking about something. But it still ain't there, so I don't know what's going on. Oh, is it just because I have my brush set to an eraser? I wouldn't have thought that would have mattered. Because I was stroking the thing, not... Well, okay. You know, if that was the problem, I'll take it. Let's just try 10 again. There. Okay. Yeah, that's all it was. Programs are funny. I always find it amusing that they do exactly what you tell them to. Exactly. It's not always what you intended, but they will do it. Exactly as you tell them, and it's terrifying. Anyway, I don't think 10 is enough, so I'm going to make that a little bigger. Let's try 30. I don't think that's enough either. Let's try 50. I'm just going to try random numbers until I'm happy. Okay. That's much better. Okay. So next... Well... Normally I'd do this on a separate layer, but I get the feeling this is going to be placeholder, so I'll just do it on this layer. I'll just go ahead and select everything. Select... Shrink selection by... So 50 pixels will get me right to the edge of where I stroked that line. What... How much space do I want this between this one and the next line? I think I want this one to be fairly close together, so I think I'm only going to leave, like... Let's try 10. So I'll shrink it by... 60 pixels. Okay. And so, because I'm not going to do the stroke, I will do it like this. And then how thick do I want that line to be? If this is 30, I want it to be considerably thinner, so maybe more like... I'm debating how thin. I think I'm going to make this one like super tiny, so I think I'm going to make this one like 8. So I will shrink the selection by 8 pixels. And delete. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I think that'll be pretty cool. And then I can fill this area in with either a pattern or different colors or whatever I happen to feel like. Okay. So how much space do I want this between this one and the next one? I think this one I'll make a little bit larger, but I'm going to keep them fairly close together. So I think I want the distance between them to actually be smaller than the width of the line there. How am I deciding this? I'm picking a number and going, and if it looks right, it's good, and if it doesn't look right, it's bad. Okay, this one I think I'm going to make a little thicker. So let's see, the last one was 8. Let's make this one... I was going to say 15, but my fingers typed 16, so you know what? Sounds good to me. Let's take a look at that. I think they're a little close together. So I'm going to back it up a little here. There we go, here, so... I have a choice to make. I'm gonna try 10. That does make it thicker than the distance between them will be thicker than the width of this line, but having it the other way wasn't working out for me, so let's try it like this. I'm not exaggerating when I say that I am basing it entirely on if I like it, it's good. If I don't like it, it's bad. Yeah, that's good. I like this. In fact, I think I'm just going to leave it like that. And I think her headdress going outside the bounds of this border is actually perfect. I love it. Very appropriate for someone who's supposed to look divine. So, I'll keep that. And now I can add my other things back in. And you can see that these are kind of touching the edge there. So I will indeed have to make this a little bit larger in order to kind of accommodate that. So, I don't think it needs to be that much bigger. And I might actually modify the cape a little bit to go over the border too. Just get another piece going on outside, and everything else is going to be in. Everything. Okay. But before I start moving some other stuff around, I want to do something similar with the clock thing. So I'm going to grab the background here. And rather than shrink it this time, I'm going to create a new layer. This is going to be, I don't know, back circle lines. I'll just call them clock lines. Okay. Or maybe clock border is better. Okay. Always label your layers. It makes them much easier to find later. So the big thing here is if I do this, I'm going to have part of it go off the edge of the picture, which strictly speaking is fine. That'll probably be how it is for the final bit, but I don't quite know how things are going to be placed yet, so I want to spend a little bit more effort in making sure that I have as much flexibility as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and lower it temporarily so that this way anything that's drawn will be... I'll be able to move it around more easily, because Krita will keep track of any pixels that go outside the bounds of the painting there, but it doesn't actually really let you draw them. It kind of does, but not really. So I just want to make sure that they're all going to be here. So let's grow this selection by... Okay, so I'm going to do some mapping in my head for just a second here. I am debating... I'm deciding. Do I want a thick line near the clock and thinner lines further out? Do I want a thick line further out and thin lines further in? Do I want a mix of both? I'm just going to try to picture some patterns in my head and try to pick the one I like. Once again, it's all going to be pretty arbitrary, and just, if I think it looks good, it is good, and if I think it looks bad, it is bad, and must be destroyed. Oh, there is two. So let me just... Okay, I think I know what I want to do. So this one's going to be fairly close. I say as I hesitate for a second, but let's try... No, for something like this, I think 4 is more appropriate. Okay. And then because I'm going toward the outside, this is where things... It gets a little awkward. It actually really does. You saw when I was getting smaller, it was much easier to do, but now that I'm getting larger, I kind of gotta invert the selection, fill it in, then invert it back. Okay, and now I will grow it again. How thick do I want this line to be? Maybe somewhere around... I don't know, 12 pixels? Let's see what that looks like. Oops, that's right. No, I don't delete there, I delete here. And then I get the lines this way. I think that's too close. So I'm gonna back it up. Okay, so if 4 was too small, I probably do want closer to 12. Well, no, 12 I think is going to be too much. Maybe, no, not 6, 8. But this is the easiest way I've found to do this kind of thing. I really, really like making patterns like this. I'm making it all look very technical right now, but I've never felt like it's super technical. I just like doing it like this because it's faster than me freehanding it. How does that look? think I like it. I'm going to get rid of the black parts that are currently overlapping there, but I think I like the idea. So let's continue. So I'm going to invert the selection again, and I'm going to grow it. I think I want this one to be a little further apart. So if that's a width of 12, then I think a width of 16 will be perfect for the space between them. A little bit more, actually. I changed my mind. I want it to be more. Gotta add 6 more to it. I think that's good. Okay. And this one's gonna be thin. So let's see. How thin is thin? That is the decision I must make now. Let's try 6. Oops. That's right, I have to invert the selection again. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, I know exactly where I'm going with this now. So I'm gonna grow it now. This is gonna be the space between the line, and I want them to be real close together. So I'm gonna do 4. No, not yet. I have to invert the selection again. Can't forget to do that. Okay. Oh no, not shrink. Grow. 4, ES. Oops. No, don't clear that. Invert. Clear. Invert. Okay. Grow 4, I think is still good. Dude, this is gonna look so cool when I'm done, so just bear with the weird flashing colors for a second. Nope, invert. But I can see it in my head now. I know what I want to do with it. Okay, now we're gonna have a big gap. I'm gonna do 20. No, a little bit more than that. I'm feeling bold. Let's do another 15. Or, okay, my fingers type 16 again. Close enough. I don't know why my fingers hate 5 today, but... Or maybe they just hate odd numbers. It's true, I do tend to use mostly even numbers for this. And then I want kind of a thick line. So I'm going to grow it by a fairly large number. As you know what? I want it to be a little bit smaller than the gap. So I'm going to go with 12. And then I want a big gap again. So I'm going to go with 50. And then the width of this line is going to be quite big. So not like 50 big, but maybe like 30 big. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and then gonna grow it again. I want there to be a fairly large gap, but not as big as some of the other ones, so I'm gonna go 26. Just because I know that my fingers would type that instead of 25. So I might as well embrace it. And then I want this one to be thinner than this, but thicker than some of these, so I think that'll put it somewhere around 20. And then I want one more thin one on the outside. And it's going to be fairly close together, so let's do 8. And then I can add all kinds of decorations to this if I feel like it. Well, we'll see what I want to do. I think 6 is going to be a good number for this. There. Nice. I like it. Okay, let's clean up the triangles here. I'm going to use multi-brush with eraser. Oh no, it's not centered correctly. I'm not going to use multi-brush with the eraser then. I'm just going to use regular brush and just do it on all of them. It's fine. They're a little bit time consuming, but I don't want to have to find the origin point. I'm going to have to do that eventually, which is unfortunate, but it's all good. I can worry about that later. That sounds like a good problem for future me to deal with. Present me just wants to worry about composition and not necessarily making everything super precise. It's funny, today I get the feeling I may not actually do any more work on Kronii herself. I think today is just going to be largely a background and composition day. But I do think some of the ideas I have sitting in my head are pretty neat, so hopefully it'll still be cool. Oops. Alright. Unfortunately, when you grow the selection, the circles get a little bit wavy in a few areas, but it's close enough. I think it is fine. Honestly, I'm realizing that it might have been easier to just grab a big selection and clear a lot of it that way. I probably could have. I do like to occasionally think about things that may speed up my process a little bit. Rather than just route, I don't know, painting. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna turn Kronii back on here, and I'm gonna place this circle. Again, I want it to be centered on her, but not quite. She has to be a little bit higher. A little bit high above center. Okay. So I got that. Now I'm going to find the ideal place for sun and moon relative to this, and I can already tell I gotta make this canvas bigger. I'm trying to be a little bit more precise in where I want the center to be. I mean, I have this really strong center line going through here, so I'm actually placing it based on that. But man, the way this interacts with her hands is like perfect. I love it. So I think I want that center line to be like around her shoulders. So right about there. I think that's about where I want it. Okay. Okay, sorry, just thinking for a second here. Height-wise, I think we're good. No, we're not. This has to... No, it's fine, right? See, this is tricky. On the one hand, I do want to make it a little bit bigger because I want a little bit more room for, like, these borders. Like, right now, this is overlapping in an extremely unpleasant way. That might just be something I have to fix, but, It might also just be that what I want to do is take the sun and moon and move them down here. I could put them in her hands. That might be funny. But what I was actually thinking was below the clock thing and above her cape. Just basically placing her above the heavens. Nice and arrogant. I can see it, and then I'd have to find some stuff to put in there, probably stars. I think that would be fine. I still don't like how close to the edge these are, rubbing right up against that border I got there, and I'd have to figure out what the heck to do with this. I don't actually know. It might just be that I erase the border itself there. Let me... Hold on. I need to label this. And I'm gonna put a quick transparency mask on that. I'm just right-clicking and then adding a transparency mask. And this way, I can erase part of this without actually erasing it. So if I want it back, I can just delete the mask. And it also means I don't have to be very precise about how I erase it. Yeah, I think that works. And you can see, once I hide it, it comes right back. So it's still all there. I really need to be doing this more often when I'm just kind of experimenting. There's a few things that I think I will need minor adjustments on. Like, I'm not sure if I like the hand of this part of her headdress rubbing right up against the edge of this, for example. But I can worry about tangents and stuff after I decide here. I actually don't mind her fingers rubbing right up against that. I will probably have it overlap here, but this actually bothers me less than this. I still kind of feel like I might need a little bit more width, though. Let me do a bit of experimenting with the cape. I have moved you to the center, right? Yes, I have. Okay. So one other idea that I had, that I mentioned, was having the cape overlap that border. Okay, so I'm gonna hide the front of the cape for just a second here, and we're gonna lop this over here. I gotta be real careful doing that, because if it creates an annoying tangent with the edge, that would also be bad. No. Okay. I just want to get a little bit more movement in this. It's a little bit boring right now. And if I'm not going to be happy with how it looks, that will make for a poor experiment. So I'll make the gap a little bit larger if I'm doing it like this. Okay, that looks pretty grand. I like it. And then let me figure out how exactly it's going to interact with the border here. I guess it doesn't matter because where it'll interact with the border is going to be on this part. So I should just draw that part. Largely just taking the same general idea here. Taking a look up at the thumbnail when convenient. And being very careful about how I want that to overlap. Because, I mean, if it rubs right up against the edge, it's going to be really uncomfortable. So I want to make sure that it is, like, in the perfect spot if I'm getting it this freaking close. Oh, that's dangerous technology there. I don't know if I like it. Alright, let's take a look. Is it itchy? Actually, I don't think it feels that itchy. So I think we're good. Nice. Okay. So I'm going to figure out what I want to do with a sun and moon there. I want to think about that for a second. Okay, forget thinking about it for a second. I'm gonna go with the next idea that I wanted to mess around with. And that's gonna be some stuff in the foreground. And so I mentioned that some of my conception of this was from her lore of the idea of humans bowing down to time. So I figured, let's be very literal about that. And have some humans bowing down at our feet here. And just have them be, like, super tiny. So we're talking about, like... Tiny, man. Tiny. That looks a little silly, but that's, Wait, why didn't it erase both sides? Okay, that was weird. But yes. Okay, I'm gonna break out the hot pink for a second and give myself a really nice curve to follow. So I want it to be, like, flat on the ground here. And this will be easier than trying to draw the complicated thing while trying to make it flat on the ground. Actually, what might be even easier? Yeah. Let's make this even easier on myself. I'm just going to draw a big circle. I am not going to bother centering it or anything. I need the full circle, though. And then I'm gonna... yeah. There we go. Now I can get it flat on the ground. Easy. Plop it, like, right there. And now I can use my little centering tool to center it. Okay. And I'll just go back to using this gray to kind of draw some things. But I will let them kind of sit around there. So what does a bowing person look like anyway? Maybe... oh, right, I don't have my symmetry on anyway, so that was a no-go. Okay, so I'm trying to work out a bit of perspective stuff here, so I'm going to kinda help myself out here, break out some cyan. Let one go, like, straight down, and then I will kinda start dividing up this circle. I'm not sure how many people I want to draw here, but just helping myself picture some spokes where I might want to plop some stuff down. Okay. So now I can follow those roughly drawn lines to know which direction they should be facing. So I don't know, something like this, I guess. I'll make them look better later, but I think this gives the gist of the idea here. And I guess I'll do this on separate layers with more colors because... I don't know, I think I kind of have to. It's not going to be very readable if I don't. Okay, I'll use this color over here too. So the head, the body. Oh no, foreshortening. And another one here, where it's kind of doing the thing. Okay. And then I'll grab another one, because they overlap a bit more back here, but I'll just draw a complete circle. She can be surrounded by loyal followers here. Yeah, I think something like that could work. I might want them to be a little bit bigger, but as long as I have this symmetrical now, I can increase the size as much as I want. It's pretty easy. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my darker gray again and plop some ones back here. But these ones will be behind her, so I probably actually want to move this into the background. So I will call them background humans. Okay. So let's start sizing this. I'm gonna keep everything on separate layers for now. Just to make my life a little easier. And I'll go ahead and make them a little bit bigger. And I will worry about centering them momentarily. Right now, some of them are looking kind of long. But that's fine, I think. Okay, let's center these guys. Okay, it's not gonna let me center them all at once. That's fine. I can do each layer individually. Okay. And now I kind of want these ones on the side here to all kind of scrunch in a little. So I'm going to go ahead and select all the layers. Yep, I do need all of them. And as long as I move each half by about the same amount, it'll be fine. It'll still be symmetrical. Okay, so where do I want these guys to sit? Right around here, I think. And I'll figure out how to get these ones in place here. I can't do that just yet. I have to actually count. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Okay, at this point the number is getting big enough that I think I should just use a slightly different method. Okay, so I got all the guys on this side. That's about where I want them. Sans, this guy needs to be in front of that guy. Boop. Boop. Easy. Okay. So now it's just a matter of fixing everything. So I'm just going to erase everything on this side. And the reason I was counting was because that's the way I normally do it. I normally do it such that if I move one thing 4 pixels to the side, I move the other side 4 pixels to the side. It was just getting really, really big, and it was taking me a while to hit all the buttons, so I figured I'd just erase half and mirror the other side and then merge the layers back. So that is probably easier in this case. So mirror horizontally, merge down. Duplicate. Mirror horizontally. Merge. Duplicate. Mirror horizontally. Merge. Duplicate. Mirror horizontally. Merge. Okay. Now I'm gonna grab all the layers again. And as long as I'm adjusting them vertically only, I can move as much as I want here. So let's just kind of get them in the right spot here. And then pray that I can get this all looking proportionate later. That's a job for future me. Present me does not have to worry. So right now they're all looking a little two-dimensional. It's fine. It'll all work out later, I promise. But I like the idea. Okay. It's all looking very impressive. I like it. Okay. And now I want to kind of do my thing. The idea I have for tracking the 4 seasons. And I think the way I'm going to do that... So this is an even number. Odd numbers tend to look better for these things, but... I think an even number's fine here. I have enough... things. We'll see if I change my mind. If it comes down to it, I can draw 5 special lines. And, figure out what to put in the middle one later. But for now, let's just try 4. Okay, I'm just thinking about how to design this. Let's hide Kronii for a second. So generally, what I'd do for this kind of pattern is... let me do a quick freehand, just so you can kind of see what's in my brain. Where... Like I said, I tried to do it with an even number is hard, so let me just do the 5, just to get the idea down. But basically, this kind of shape. Where you got these kind of triangular windows going. And I want to be way more precise than this, but this is kind of what I'm thinking. So, I want to get the precision in. What can I do with the multi-brush anyway? Translate, mirror... What's a copy translate anyway? Cyan, save me. I don't know, man. Okay, So I know Snowflake is this one. I really like it. Look how cool that is, man. Okay. This is gonna be like instant magic circle. It's fantastic. Anyway. So translate. Whoa. What the heck? Why does it look like hair? Because I have 12 brushes. Well, what's it look like with less? You guys get to see me play around. Fascinating. I do not know when I would ever use this. Oh, it's probably because I have the mirror on as well. Is it? I see. I really don't get it. And I don't know what this one does at all. Okay, this one at least has more options, so I'm guessing that, yeah, this is exactly like the just regular mirror up there. And then this will give me a ye old standard cool thing. Okay. I see. Okay, so this isn't... I don't know how to describe it. This is a little bit different from Snowflake. And just the way it moves like the opposite way. Whereas we have it like this. Fascinating. God, this is breaking my brain just looking at it. Versus Snowflake, where... Actually, I guess it'd be more accurate to say Snowflake moves the opposite way. So you get the pattern like that, whereas Symmetry, it moves everything in the same direction. And so you get a pattern like that. Okay, that's cool. Alright. Brushes, 7, radius, I don't know. I still don't really get what translate does. You've been messing with the options there. Alright, well that was interesting. What was I doing again? Right, figuring out how to draw the windows there. Anyway, what I wanted to do, if I'm gonna do 4, I want to divide the picture evenly. And if I'm gonna do that, I better know how big I want it to be. Do I want to make it larger than this? If I make it larger, I'm gonna have to make her cape bigger. The main thing is that I'm just looking at the clock versus the thing here, and I'm wondering, are these borders too close together, or does that work? Do I curve her cape in a little bit more, or do I let it overlap the sun and moon? Things like that, and that's kind of what's gonna make me decide how wide everything should be. This is an important decision, so I don't want to take it lightly. Because once I start dividing this into quarters, I'm not going to want to measure it out again. Because I do want to be precise enough with this that I do get even areas. Alright, well, I'm going to do a little bit of science. I'm going to try making it a bit larger. So let's see, maybe give myself an extra 500 on either side here. Well, I guess it's 250 on either side, but, you know, close enough. And then things are going to look weird for a second, but I can't really let the border just... Basically, if I just use transform on the border, it's going to make things thicker and kind of ugly. So I'm just going to leave a hole in the middle, and if it's good, I will redraw it proper. Okay. But yeah, so if it's good, I'll redraw it proper, but I just kind of want to see what things look like right now. And I can't do that if my border looks funky, but fortunately I don't really need to see the bottom, it's fine. And let me get the reference out of the way here. Okay. This space does feel a little bit better. And again, if this looks good, I will just draw it properly in a little bit. So this way I have the correct symmetry. No, I don't like them up there. Go back down. Okay, I think this actually tells me that no, I do not want to make it larger. I want to keep it this size, and if anything, perhaps I should let these borders kind of combine into each other. So maybe I should add another couple of lines on the clock end, so that this way it combines into here. Okay, yeah, I think that's a good idea. So where's my clock border here? Unfortunately, I no longer have that circled that I can select. But I can fake it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and grab this color, and then I'm going to just plop down the circle. Yeah, and I'm gonna measure it here, but I'm going to draw it lower so that this way I draw the entire circle. And then at the widest point of the clock, it should go down proper. Oh, no, I definitely can't draw it on the same layer. Okay. There we go. Now I center it, and now I put it up into place here. And then I can turn this into a nice, thin line. Composition is hard. There's so many little decisions. Hello there, Beanie. Welcome back. Okay, and once again, before I get it into place, I'm going to actually... Oops. Just you. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and make my line. How thick do I want it to be? I want it to be pretty thin. Let's make it 4. See, I'm in the camp that thinks swimming is kind of fun. So... I do kind of enjoy it. It's been a long time since I've been able to go swimming, though. Doing things that involve going outside is hard. I think that's correct. Yeah, that looks about right. I'll go ahead and merge this. Look, I'm having a great time trying to compose this. Stained glass is always interesting. Like, lately I've only been doing stained glass in, speed paints. so I haven't really gone all out on the construction and symmetry. But with this one, I totally can. So I'm just deciding on the last couple of things. But yes, I wanted these borders to kind of combine together, and I think that's roughly correct. Okay, and then I was just thinking of other things that humans have used to measure time. So I got celestial bodies here. I'll probably put some stars and stuff up in the corners here. And then I want to have some representation of the 4 seasons underneath here. And then we'll see if I need anything else. I might. I don't know. But I'm just trying to kind of place everything roughly at this point. Okay, I think I'm gonna move my sun and moon here. What are you? You are dead. Okay. I guess I can see it. They do some stuff with stained glass-esque things, so I can see it. As you can tell from the name of the stream here, I am definitely going for the stained glass patterns that you might see in a church. We're going a full divine figure here. And I guess I will let her cape slightly cover the sun. I think it's appropriate, so I'm gonna roll with it. Okay. Let's see. I think I want the moon to face this direction. That seems about right. Well, naturally. What else would I use to count? Numbers? Who does that anymore? Okay. So now I have to kind of figure out what I want to do for this next thing. And I'm trying to figure out how to do it in an even number. Because normally when I think of this kind of pattern, I think of it in odd numbers. So it's going to be a thing to get even, but basically just to draw it roughly again. It's, you know, this kind of thing. That kind of shape. Yes, yes. Alright, but yes, that kind of shape. But I'm like, how do I do it with 4? I guess it'd be like this? You know, ignoring that my proportions are totally wrong there, I'm just kind of figuring it out, but yeah, 4 looks okay. Okay. So now, we're gonna do some math. Are you ready? Because I want to measure out how far apart these things should be. So for that, I need to know roughly how far from the edge I want them to be, how big the canvas is, and how much space I have. So let's see, how... The canvas is 3,000 pixels wide, right? Yeah. Time to bust out the calculator. 3,000 divided by 4. 750. I'm gonna write down the numbers because otherwise I will forget them. Okay. But that's not quite right because I don't want it to go all the way to the edge. I want there to be a little bit of breathing room. So I think that point is going to be like somewhere around here. I actually forget how wide that border is. But I do think the point that I want is somewhere around there. So how do I figure out how much space I actually have? I know what to do. I'm gonna grab I can just use the brush. Okay, so I'm gonna plop this right on the edge here. I'm gonna get rid of the decimal points here. Okay, so I plop on the edge there. And then I will lower my number until I'm happy. Maybe I should use a square brush for this, but... looking like about 170 pixels. I think I'm gonna be safe and go with 175. Okay. 3,000. Minus 175. Minus 175. Divided by 4. Ah, shoot, that gives me a decimal. I don't want to deal with a decimal. Okay. 3,000 minus 174 minus 174 divided by 4. Perfect! Okay! That one worked. That one gives me 633. Okay. So each window is going to be 633 pixels long. Okay. Yeah, because I want them to be touching. So that's perfect. $633. And now I'm gonna break out the hot pink. And a square brush, actually. Oh, congrats. I heard you were studying for that. Was that, what you were hoping for? I'm gonna grab myself a square brush here, just so that my line tool is square. I'm gonna grab the hot pink. Nice. Okay, I guess I'll do the middle ones first. I'm gonna try to line this up dead center here. Down. I probably should not actually be mirroring this, huh? I see. That's okay. I think math is a very worthwhile subject. You can do a lot of nice things with math. Case in point. Anytime you think you don't need math in life, it'll come back to haunt you. I'll worry about getting all of this, symmetrical in just a second. And it's fine if there's a few gaps. These are gonna all be placed afterward. But I just need to get the things down so I can move them into proper places and hopefully get them properly symmetrical. Oh, we'll see. Okay. Now I just gotta place these. So I wanted it about there, I think. Yeah, this is not correct, is it? Okay, where is my center line? Oh no, it's actually closer than I thought it was. Okay, that's good. Let's start placing from the center. I guess it's fine for there to be a little gap there, but I'm gonna try to get rid of it if I can. Alright, well thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay, it doesn't really look like they're overlapping, so that's good. Okay. Now I just put this one here. And this one here, and I do think that that is too far from the edge. But that's okay, that'll leave me a little bit of room to properly, I don't know, put, like, the metal parts of the stained glass, you know, the part that actually holds it up. I guess most of the time they're actually stone, but same idea. I think right there is pretty good. And actually I'm gonna scooch it over just a little bit more, and then I'm gonna make it just a little bit longer. Yeah, that's good. And where it goes vertically, I don't think it matters that much. So there's fine. Okay, and then I think the gap between them will look better after I move the center too. And I want to go back to my round brush already. I do not like cube brushes. They feel super bad to me, so back to my lovely circles. Oops. Okay, there we go, and I will remove the yellow one, but that is now going to be perfectly symmetrical. And now I'm gonna look at the distance between these two and determine where I think this one should be based on that. I guess right about there looks pretty good. Maybe here. Yeah, that looks like roughly equal distance. The fact that I'm saying roughly is concerning to me, though. I'm definitely gonna double check that. Look, what's the point of going for all the precision if you're not precise enough? Okay. Didn't I lock you? I guess I didn't. Oh no, I'm just drawing the wrong layer. Fair enough. There we go. Yeah, that's too much space over there. Okay. But that's fine. I will just move them over the same amount. So I'm gonna try 3. And I'll just gradually move them closer until eyeballed the distance looks about the same, and then I will do some more proper measuring. Too much. Not enough. Too much. True. Absolutely true. Okay, I'm gonna go back to a square brush. And I am just going to plop a color down there. Let's do red, because that's easy to see. And then I'm just gonna see if this is all pretty dang close to the same. Okay. Okay, so I do need to move this over just a little bit. How's that? That seems pretty good. So I'm gonna call that good. And I will go from there. Okay. I am satisfied. Okay, so now let's get all of this shaped correctly. I'm gonna go ahead and just merge them all down. And I will paint them. Oh, no, let's get off the cube brush. Okay. Okay, yeah, I will paint them. I guess I should use a slightly different color than what I've got going on down there. Okay, I'll make it a little bit lighter. Or maybe not. That's the downside of using placeholder colors while I'm still trying to figure things out. But I do not feel ready to go into colors yet, while I'm still trying to figure out general shapes. Okay, I'll hold off for a second. I'll leave it there for just a second. But what I do know is that I want the area behind them to be dark. So I'll go ahead and do that. They're not going to be square, but I'll go ahead and make the dark part square for now. Just to make my life easier. So let's see, where do I want the tops of these to go? Probably about here. Okay. So it'll be something like that, and then I will shape the tops. Yes. That works for me. Alright. Now I just want to differentiate them from the humans here. So, what should I do for that? Because darker starts bringing it too close to the background color. I guess I can make the background color a little bit darker. It probably will be anyway. So that this way I have a little bit more space to make this a little bit darker. Yeah, sure. I'll leave it there for now. And all of this will just be colored at some point in the future. And now this is the point, where we pray that I have the symmetry correct here. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and shave off the top there. Where is the center on all of those? I want to do more science with the multi-brush. Okay. So what is a sub-brush? I see, okay. Oops. Okay. So I think this is gonna do what I want, and this is rough. Extremely rough. And so once I start erasing here... Okay, maybe it's not actually doing what I want. Where's it getting this? Okay, but that's something. So... Okay, if I remove all... Today, I am learning new things about Krita, because I've been wanting to experiment with the multi-brush tool a little bit here. And just see what it all does. Why is it so low? Okay, so does that mean I want them higher? Yeah, I probably want them on this line. And then if I erase like this... Okay, so if I get something precise, I can do things. I understand now. Okay. Okay. Which means it is time for a little bit more precision lines. And I'm wondering if part of that was also because I had the mirror tool on here. Perhaps. Okay, one more experiment before I start getting into precision again. What's it look like with just this? And with this... Okay, so I probably don't completely understand, but I might be able to do it well enough for my purposes here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to find the exact center of this. And I actually do think it's important to get pretty dang close to dead center there. But that's easy, so it's fine. I'm gonna draw a line here. Just a thin one. Okay, let's get the line here. I drew it on a new layer, and now I can use my center helper to just center it for me. So, there we go. That's why I said that this one was going to be easy. And now I'll raise it all the way up here, so I should have a good idea of where the center is. Now we'll go turn on all the things. Okay. So I want it to be... Oops. Oh, no. What did I do? Oh, I must have moved the origin. No, the origin. You were fine over here. Okay. I think that's good. I do want to get this pretty close to exact as I can manage. Because if I'm off even a little bit, that will make doing future things just a complete pain. Okay. That is less perfectionism and more legit. There are things. Okay. I've run into this in a few Inktober drawings, for example, where I'm a little bit off, and I have to go and manually, like, fix things, and it's annoying, and I hate it, so I would just prefer to avoid it if I can. So let's hope that this is close enough. Shoot. Did I just delete that one? No. Well, shoot. I forgot to unclick add. There's probably a way to get rid of it. But I don't know what it is, so... Oh, and it was the origin point that I moved. Huh. Not what I expected. Okay. Let's get this guy back over here. And I'll try that again. Fortunately, I have this line already, like, dead center, so I can use that to make sure that these are overlapping. The vertical doesn't matter as much. Okay, so I'm gonna go with there and pray that this is what I want. So, using a new tool, not quite sure what's gonna happen. Alright, it's not actually doing what I wanted. Okay, so I gotta do it from here. And even that's not quite doing it. So that is weird, but I'll figure it out. Why do the ones in the middle look so much bigger? This is why I wanted to measure it, because I don't trust my eyes. My eyes are liars. Okay, can I do the same thing? Perfect. Oh wow, that's making it freak the heck out. What is even going on? Alright. So I'm not going to be able to get this as symmetrical as I want, it looks like. That's unfortunate. Okay, I'm actually just gonna back up. Okay. I don't know, is there a different thing I can do with the multi-brush here? Mirror is just what I already have. Translate, I'm not quite sure what it does, really. It didn't seem to do anything in particular. Okay. So I guess I'll just... Okay, I have an idea. I'm going to draw it once. And then do a bunch of copy-paste. And since I have all of these in good spots, we're gonna make them hot pink. I don't need this line anymore. We'll go ahead and just make them all hot pink, and I'll duplicate, and then I will make this part gray again. And what I can do is I can just draw it once. I guess in this case it'll be twice since it's mirrored. Actually, I should keep that line. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that line. Okay. But idea is the same. So this way, I have that center line there, and I can plop it onto the one that I'm drawing. Alright. Grab that, pull... right. I should move the line first, and then get the selection. I have arbitrarily chosen that one to be the one that I'm gonna draw. So there we go. And now I center... No, not that layer. Oh, shoot. That's right, I can't undo... I cannot undo when I... use my helper. Okay. Crisis averted. Okay. So now I know where the center is, and because I want to do this and basically... I don't want it to be perfectly straight, but I think I'm going to start with a perfectly straight line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the line tool, set it to erase, shrink it down to be pretty tiny. Put it right on the line there. And get a perfect 45-degree angle here. I am on the wrong layer. That's fine. Let's try again. That is not erasing. Oh no, that was erasing. What am I talking about? There's gonna be hot pink underneath, of course. Okay. Okay, and now I do the same thing on the other side. And the main thing is I need to make sure I line it up very well here. If I want these two halves to be symmetrical, and I didn't quite line it up. Yeah, I see where it is up there. That's good. I wish I could zoom out while I was doing this, but as far as I can tell, I cannot. So I will just have to trust that I can identify which of these is 45 degrees. I'm not sure if I trust. I did it! Yay! Okay. Now I just erase through here. I can probably actually just use a selection. I'll have to do that over here too. There we go. If I want these to be perfect mirrors... This is why when I'm doing a lot of symmetry stuff, I don't use selections like at all. Because once you have something selected, it will no longer properly translate to the other side. It will only color in the selection. And that is scary. Okay. Try to be very careful. I don't want to erase any more than necessary. Okay, so now I got my perfect angles. Now I want them to be slightly curved. And I think I know how I'm going to do that. I'm going to add, like, a circle. I'm trying to get the angle I want here, because that's a little bit too curved. Am I going to be able to do that with a circle brush? I don't think I am. Okay. So this will just be a place where I use transform tools. Okay, so I'll plot my circle there. Oh, did I have it set to erase? I did. Okay. I'll just plop it there, and I will adjust it until it's the size I want. It's going to be like an oval. But from there, once I get it right, I should be able to easily mirror this to the other side of this, and then I can just copy this 4 times, and I will have my perfect windows. Yes. And they will be lovely. Okay, I think I want a little bit more curvature, so pull that out just a little. Yeah, I think that's about right. So I will select just that one. It would help if I hit the right button. Okay. And mirror horizontally, and perfect. That is like the exact shape I wanted. I'm pleased. Okay. So, from here, what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to kill this one. And actually, I think I'm going to kill all these. This is the only one that's right now. Duplicate and move it over until there is no pink showing. Well, I guess there's going to be the pink at the top until I fix that. But that's fine. Okay, did I get it? Looks like it. Okay. Now I can merge, duplicate, mirror. All of this just to make sure that everything is symmetrical and that when I draw in one of these, it'll translate perfectly into the others. And I won't have to pull shenanigans. Because yes, when I've been drawing some stained glass windows in my Inktober drawings, you're gonna get another one today, by the way. Once I post it after stream, if I mess it up and my origin points are just a little off center, stuff I don't like happens, and it's very sad, and I don't like it. So, okay, let's put Kronii back on, so this way I can decide how tall I want these things to be. Okay. Oh, this is gonna make it easy for me, because I just make sure the tops are hidden by the cape. So maybe I didn't need to worry about the top so much. I don't know, do I want them lower then? Ooh, that's actually not bad. I dig it. Okay, I don't want to do it like that. So I'm just gonna shave off the bottom, actually. The reason I don't want to do it like that is because it'll change the angle of the top parts, and it'll make them flatter. So I think it's just better to cut off the bottom, which I want to be perfectly straight. And then I just plop them down here. Let's see, do I like that size or do I want them to be a little taller? No, I think that size is good. Yeah, I think I like it there. So that'll be for the 4 seasons. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get the black parts there. And to do that, I don't know if this will work, but I'm gonna try it. So I'm gonna select all the things. Oh, I removed the layer instead of clearing it. I want it back. Okay. There we go. I'm going to select all the things, and I'm going to grow the selection. I want it to be pretty juicy, so nice and thick there, so maybe grow up at like 100 pixels. A little bit less than that. I want it to be more about this width. So you know what? Let's figure out how wide that is. How wide is this? I'll say about 58 pixels. And that should get me something, you know, close enough here. Oh yeah, that's good. That's pretty good. And then I don't know what kind of patterns I want over there yet. You know, behind her legs. Okay, and then I just want to make sure that they're all rounded out correctly. There's like a little pointy bit at the top here, and I don't like it. Okay. Alright, so there we go. That'll be where I put in some nice representation of the seasons. I'm gonna do some stuff with the rest of the space I got here. So we got the sun and the moon. I got a big clock. So that's a bunch of things that humans have used to represent time. I'm actually gonna lower these down just a little bit here. Okay. And I kind of want some stuff up here for stars. I'm going to look up some stained glass stars and see what I want mine to look like. Okay, well that's pretty easy. Alrighty. We're just gonna do a thing like this, where I probably want more precision than I can do freehand, so I'm still gonna do that. This is one where I don't think I want the mirrors, because what I'm gonna do is draw one and then repeat it a few times. So time to bust out a tiny line tool again. Here we go. So I want a big triangle. A very sharp triangle. Yes. Let's start there. The reason I made that rectangular marquee there is just so it doesn't flop it like all the way in the other side of the canvas where I can't see it and be annoying that way. So this way I know it's just going to mirror right here, and then I only have to shift it around just a little bit. And that just makes life easy. Here I might want a little bit more precision, though. Because I don't think that this is... yeah. Okay, okay. I know what to do. We are going to take you, and you are going to go on a journey, my little friend. You are going to be perfectly centered. I'll move you to the top, and you're just going to be like on Kronii's stomach somewhere. Or on her skirt, I guess. Okay. So apparently this is the dead center of the screen. Alright. There we go. And now I don't have to pull any shenanigans. I just get exactly what I want here. Okay. Now for the next piece. I want it to be a little smaller. I guess I will use this point here as kind of my reference point. So I'll just send it up like this. And hopefully this does what I expect it to. Actually, I guess at this point, if I'm doing it like that, I literally can just see it in action. Oh, are you not centered? You're not. Okay. Why are you not giving me both? It's fine. Okay, and does this do what I want? Not quite, huh? I think I can make it work, though. I think this idea is workable. No, they're too long. I wanted something shorter. Okay. Maybe like there. Okay, I need a guide. That should let me do what I want here. So if I just kinda line it up at the same point on either side here. That should get me a pretty accurate star there. This works for me. Okay. And then I just fill it in. Oh, I didn't close my line art. Okay. Do it the old-fashioned way, then. With just a regular old painting, and the mirror tool looking very cool. Admittedly, I always do love the way that the mirror tool looks whenever I'm drawing something with it. It's I don't know, there's just something really interesting about the patterns it makes. Okay, but this should get me a star that is, like, equal on all sides. Unfortunately, I think once I stop working on the background here, I don't think I need to be this precise anymore, because everything else is much more organic. Like, I'm drawing, like, people. And people are not quite this symmetrical. But for anything that I want to be super geometric, I want to try to get things pretty symmetrical. I think it adds to the kind of unnatural divine feeling, so that is why I'm insisting on being pretty precise. That, and I also like it. Looks good to me. Okay. So I'm gonna try to get this at, like, a solid 45-degree angle there. I think I want it a little bigger, actually. Yeah, that's good. And then there will be some smaller ones. And dotting the rest of this area. And this is all done via transform tools, so I can't just use my basic mirror. I have to actually duplicate the layer and translate and mirror it to the other side a bit later. So I'll just go ahead and make the thing I want to make, and then I'll mirror it. But I have an idea. It is there in my head, sitting there, just waiting to come out. And so I might need to move some of these around just a little bit in order to get it where I want, but this is the general idea here. Just kind of a border-like thing here. This one's gonna need a few more. Up here doesn't need as many. So that'll be the last one up there. And then I will plop a few more just a little bit further down on this side. I don't think I want to make it any smaller than that, so it can just be like this, and I'll move it around a little just to get them all to line up a little more nicely. Or maybe I'll change my mind and just change the size of a few of those. I don't know. I'll see how it looks. Because it might make sense for this guy to be slightly bigger on this side. Just to keep things lining up a little nicely. Yeah, I think it does. So I'll roll with it. Okay. Oops. And then I'll let them kind of come back down here a little bit more gradually. I think that difference is perfect, though. And I don't think I want them to get much smaller than this. So I'll keep this one like this. And then maybe this one is a little bit smaller. But just as it goes down into the borders there. Okay. Yeah, I like it. So let's see, I think I'm gonna grab this guy. And I want one sitting over here too. And then I think I want another one sitting right there. And I'm being kind of particular about where I put it. I'm really paying attention to the angles between all three of the stars here. And I wanted these two to line up, for example, and that kind of thing. And then I think this is the last one. I don't want any down there, so yes. That is perfect. I love that. That is rad. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that's one corner kind of filled in. I still have to figure out colors, of course. And I might draw some lines on that, I might not. We'll see how I feel. But I think that's perfect. Oh, man. Okay, so the things to figure out. I still want more patterns on the clock back here. I still want something to fill in this space. I do plan to do, like, some rays of light on the sun. I guess I can do something similar on the moon. I need to think about how those will look. And then I need to decide what's going to go in each of these. I think each of these are going to be a little bit different. I'm thinking about the things that represent, like, each season. So spring will probably have, like, a bunch of flowers. Summer, maybe some water. I don't know, when I think of summer, I think the beach. So... Autumn, probably more trees and stuff. And various harvest foods and whatnot. Winter, obviously, snow. There's probably going to be a tree in each of these. Okay. I don't need this notepad file anymore. Let me kill that. Alrighty. Alright. While I think about stuff I want to do in the background, I think I have confirmed that her lower body is staying in the picture. So let's put her socks and shoes on now. Where's my body layer? There it is. Okay. Let me hide foreground stuff. This is not foreground. So I'm gonna plop it in the back. There we go. I guess the background ones can stay there. I just need to see what I'm doing here. And this is one area that is not symmetrical, so I don't really need my symmetry tool here. So I'll just draw some rough stuff. Taking a moment to understand what they actually look like. Because man, that is a decoration right there. I'm not going to draw that yet. So it looks like they kind of lift forward at the toes. And have a slight heel back there, so that's going to raise her ankle a little bit with this kind of front-on pose. And I want to make it clear which foot is which. I have that backwards, don't I? Man, but it looks so much better that direction. Oh, that's fine. this makes what I drew before completely wrong, so let's clean that up a little bit. There we go. All right. And man, why you gotta have your copyright notice right on the thing I'm trying to draw? So rude. Couldn't you have made the thing a little bit bigger just so it wouldn't be in the way? Like, come on. Oh well. I'll make it work. Okay. So I think something like that is probably accurate. I think it's accurate enough for now, at least. Alright, and... You know what? I'm gonna make this front. And I'm gonna do the back ones on a separate layer. And now I can draw the weird white bits. So all the little floofy white stuff going on there. Okay, how does it actually attach here? Okay, so it's just like the side. Alright. Got it. I'm just gonna draw them behind for now, but I'll worry about how they actually, like, attach a little bit later. Did they go in front of the leg at all? This one does. But the floofy back part really doesn't, so I can actually potentially make my life a little bit easier and put that here. Oh, no, I can't. Never mind. Okay. I don't like that shape. Let's do it again. There we go. That's so much better. Maybe a little bit too exaggerated, but the way it's floofing, so much better. Okay. As always, I do my best to kind of try to stay as accurate to the design as I can. And in that case, I just felt like this little guy here was not sitting in the right place relative to this one, so I moved it a little bit, so that this way it would actually have a little bit of room. So something like that. I think that's probably okay for now. And then I'll put the little white bit here on. Why not? I'm not going to do the gold bits yet. I think it's fine. Okay, and then for the back ones, I will just go ahead and grab a shadow color now. Because that's how I'm going to represent that they are further back here. Alright. I don't have shadow colors picked for, like, anything at this point, so... Yeah, I guess I do for the skin, but that's about it, really. Oh, and I do have some for the white colors. Okay. Alright. And I'm just putting all these into groups and stuff just to help me stay organized. So if I'm going to mirror this, then this one would actually have, like, the shortest one. And it would come out like this, I think. I'll erase on the leg when it's convenient for me. There we go. That might even be floofing out a little bit too much. I think so. Let's push that in just a little. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Okay. So I think that's good for that. So let's go ahead and give her some socks. Actually, I was thinking about it for a second, and I was like, do I just want to turn the body layer into the socks? But I don't know. There is enough stuff here that I think I might just prefer to have them on a separate layer. Odds are I'll just erase the body parts there later. But for now, I'll just do it like this. Okay, so socks are gonna go... Oh, they actually are a different color from the skirt, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Okay. So this one's gonna go right up into the skirt, and on here... This is a little bit off on the side. Higher than that. So I want to say it'll be like this. With Bob. So kind of like that. And I will go ahead and pick a shadow color for this as well, I think. It's probably going to be pretty dang close to black, but that's fine. Okay, and this way, I know which leg is the back one. And I can just, I don't know, see the difference, I guess. Okay, there we go. She is there. I kind of want to start figuring out colors. I think it's time. Let me go turn my layers back on here. Okay. So a lot of this is just because I wanted to have a happy fun time drawing a nice stained glass window. So now I'm thinking about what her color scheme is, and I mean, it's very muted, so I'd say it's going to be like blue and gold, and that's going to be my predominant colors for everything. So the first thing I'm thinking about is, okay, what color do I want these borders to be? And some of these other things. So my first thought is that the big old clock behind her head should be gold, maybe. It's either going to be that or like white. So let's try some colors. Okay, so I'm gonna just steal a golden color from somewhere on here. What do I think is an accurate representation here? Oh, perfect. Right there. It's like I was looking at all these things there because I was like, man, I don't see any gold on here, but nope. There is some, and there's some there too. Okay. I might pick the less saturated color, but I'll try it like this for now. Okay. Maybe. I'm not quite sure. It's okay. That's the purpose of all this for now. This is just where I try things. I don't know. What about this color? I like it on the border there, but I kind of like this one being a little bit more saturated. I think I do want it to be lighter, though. I actually kind of don't mind those stars just being white. Let's see. I will take it from the weird headdress thing. Alright. So I might just leave those white. Not sure. I kind of need to figure out what color some of the stuff there is going to be. But the thing is that I think I might be coloring over a lot of this. But I do need something there. Just to kind of give the overall feel. I don't know. How's, like, black of her socks? Not bad. Do I want it to be maybe more blue? Like, what if I took this color and then dropped it all to, like, black? Okay, I think I can get behind that. And then more bright gold for the sun and moon. Definitely. These, I think I kind of want to be roughly sky color, which I just happen to have in her design, which is fantastic. So that worked out well. I don't know, maybe I should make those the star color too. Yes, I think that works better. And I can also put it as the numerals in the clock, which unfortunately I have all completely separated on different layers, so this is going to be annoying, but such is life. Maybe I should merge them. I see a couple more ended up getting covered by her cape when I expanded it. Okay. That seems all right. I guess that's most of the colors there. The people, I get the feeling I'm mostly going to be keeping white, so I think I'm just going to leave them grayscale for now. And I will figure out their exact colors after I figure out what's inside the windows. But I think this is a fairly rough idea of what I want. Big old golden clock back there. Seems pretty okay. Let me turn that black on the clock into a slightly more accurate black. There we go. Just so this way it's not quite so stark. Let's see, back here. I think I will also make that blue. Or should it be gold? Oh, didn't I lock you? Well, that was weird. Not sure what's up with that. Okay, something weird happened there, but, I guess it worked out. Let's try the gold. No, that doesn't look good against the blue. What about the lighter one? That looks even worse against the blue. Okay, what about just the black? The blue looks pretty okay, and then I'll just add some more dark color to like the edge here. Or maybe some patterns throughout just the entire outer part of the window area. I also realize I haven't drawn a snake. I kind of want to do that too. Okay, yeah, I had to think about it for a second, but I think that might be how I fill in some of this area down here, just a vague snake reference. So, you know, let's go for it. I'm gonna have to think about how I want it to wrap around things. Oh. Hold on, I got some little bumpy spots here. Let's go ahead and fill those in. There we go. That's better. Everything here must be sharp and right angles. Here we're playing with human sensibilities. Okay, and while I'm here, I kind of want to fix this, because I hate it. Just the way that this is, like, right up against that part of the border there, so I'm gonna push it back just a little. There. Perfect. That was all I wanted. Actually, maybe here. Yeah, let's make it longer. Okay. I changed my mind. We're gonna make it longer. Alright. And I think this gold still stands out fine enough against this, so you can see this. But that said, I might stroke it in black, or I guess in this color that I picked that was close to black. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the rest of the area, and then with any luck, I can start turning this into something that looks... Well, turning her into something that looks more like stained glass. I think what I'm going for is quite clear now. So I'm happy. But, you know, we're gonna take the time to make this look really, really cool. Okay, give me a sec. I want to... I want to look some stuff up. Just... Okay. Because it's like, I knew that she used Ouroboros at some point. Although, man, she actually does have some stars and stuff on there. Maybe I should have used that instead of the ones I drew. No, I think what I got is fine. I might introduce a couple of these other stars in some other places, though, but I kind of like the ones that I got for up here. Alright. Just doing a quick skim to see what I should make this look like. Boros is a little bit too cute for this, so... I could probably keep the ribbon, though. Alright, yeah, I think I got what I want to do here. Alright, here we go. So this is going to be another asymmetrical element. So I'm thinking about how to draw it. But I have it in my head. Alright, let's see if we can make it real by the end of today. At least the rough version. Okay. I'll draw it on top of the windows. And I'll just leave it white for now. I might end up making it gold, but the gold looked really bad against this blue, so I might literally just leave it white. I think it's fine to have some white parts. She has white parts too. Okay, I'm gonna hide her for a second. So that this way I can kind of see. Okay, so we're gonna plop a little snake head here. I like snakes. They're adorable. They are so cute. I wouldn't want to keep one as a pet, but I do think that they are so cute. I will appreciate them from a safe distance, probably from pictures on the internet. Okay, and then this part will go behind the window. And I'll worry about getting that clean a little bit later. Since this is not geometric, I can just kind of draw what I want. And then it'll come up here and wrap through here. Okay, and then I'll put a tail kind of over here. Of course, it has to be eating itself. That's important. Self-cannibalism, very important in this kind of snake. Okay, and then it'll go back behind there, come out here. We'll plop a little bit down there. And they'll meet up behind this window here. So I probably actually want this part to go on top. No. No, I don't. Okay. Well, I'll let it go higher then. So just this kind of shape. Yeah, I think that's about what I want. And then he'll have some cool scale patterns and stuff later. But this is detailed enough for now. How's it look with her? Okay. With her, I realize I'm gonna reverse the parts that go behind the window. This initial part will go behind the window. And then this part, it'll come out here, I guess, and then go in front of the window. So this part can go behind the window. It'll roll down here or something. Let's actually pay a little bit more attention to this. So I think I do want the tail going in front of the window. I think that's exactly what I want. So it'll like roll down here. Come up here. I guess I'll send it above the window like I initially planned. And I guess this part can kind of sit on the tip of the window there, and... No, I don't like it. We'll do it like this. Okay, I think that should be good. Maybe not. Look, choices are hard, okay? Choices are very hard. But I think it's important to keep working things until you're satisfied. And now I think I'm happy. So I think that'll look pretty cool once it's done. And I still want to draw my like trees and stuff on this, and so I think that'll be good for this kind of composition. Is that sufficient, Snake? I think it is. I think it'll look really cool once I actually turned it into something a little bit more symbolic looking, as opposed to what I got there. I'll go ahead and make it cute, though. There. Okay. Okay, and let's go ahead. I'm gonna try to figure out the rays of the sun and stuff. Raws. No, rays. There. I did not have my fingers on home row. Very dangerous. So this area is going to be asymmetrical again. I'm getting into a lot of the asymmetrical areas here. So I guess I'll put a few more stars by the moon, and then we'll do some rays of light for the sun. And I kind of want to keep this pretty precise, so I'm going to go and give myself a placeholder circle here. So this way I can actually know where the center of this is. Did I make it too small? Because I can't even see it. Oh, it's on the back, that's why. Oop. Okay. And then I will center this. Okay, and now I'm gonna go and grab the multi-brush tool again, and I'm gonna plop the center just right in there, and pray that this works out. God, this is so unhelpful for finding the center. I hope they change it. Okay. How many rays do I want? 12. It's got to be 12. Okay. And this has to go below the border. Below everything, really. Alright, I'm gonna draw the longest ones first. So that'll be like right over here. Maybe I should use the line tool for this. I cannot use the line tool for this, that's right. Pain! Alright, I'll do my best. Okay. A lot of this is going to be erased, but I want to get this long one as accurate as possible. I hope that someday they allow you to have a multi-line tool. So that this way I can do snowflakes with lines. And draw straighter lines than this. And I already know that I want there to be specific designs with this, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw all of that now. Just all of it. It's okay, just use the same multi-brush. Just had a moment of slight panic of just like, oh no. Am I able to clean up this shape with a multi-brush? But the answer is yes, I can indeed use an eraser. So all is well. It's like, heart, you can stop worrying. All is well. Anywho, when I was thinking about this, and I was like, yes, it has to be 12. I have to use 12. That was for the 12 hours in the day. So, more time references, even if it's subtle. Oh, jeez. Trying to get this straight. Pain. Alright. I cannot be as precise as I want here, and I am suffering for it. But it'll be okay, I think. I don't know if I like this blue in the background, so when I go and start adding details to the sun, I think I'm going to do them on a separate layer, just so that I know I can fix it later if I need to. So I can easily change the color. I'm not totally sold on all these colors yet. Not completely. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, I need to zoom out a little, just... I need to know where I'm going with this. I need to know where I'm going with this. Okay, I think this is looking alright now. Now let's just... try to get this as straight as I can. Art is hard. Actually, you know what? That's a good idea, hand. Let's do it. Now, it looks like the hands of a clock, and I dig it. Okay. And all the stuff going into the border and stuff here, it's all gonna get erased. But, this one that I'm drawing will not be, so I better make sure it looks good. That is the area that matters most to me right now. Ah, I like it when my hand has good ideas. Okay, now it's starting to get into the circle part, so I actually want this to be a little thicker. There we go. Alright, now let's make sure that all of this is super smooth. I do not want to have to find this origin point again. I'm probably gonna have to, though. I already know I'm gonna have to do it for the clock. Just because I know I'm gonna want more details than what I currently have back there. Although, I don't know, maybe I'll do more mini drawings or something. Okay. Oh, nope, the side is still blobby. Like I said, I'm trying to get the sun into a finished state here as much as I can, just because I really don't want to have to find the origin again. Don't. And if I don't finish it this time, that's fine. I can start with it next time. Okay. And then beyond that, I would like kind of a sharp shape here, like this. I think I actually don't want it to be filled in. I think it looks really good like that. My initial conception of it had it filled in, but I think it looks better like this, so I'm not going to do it. Alright. Raz dark, raise dark. There we go. Don't know why I keep wanting to press U instead of Y, but these things happen sometimes. Okay, so now I want to add some stuff. And we'll make them look really, really good. Things are going to be looking so stained glass-like, and I am all for it. I love stained glass. I love this style. I want to be drawing it more often. I don't think I even unleashed half of its power when I drew Yu Yoko, or the header on my YouTube channel. Alright, just holding my breath while I draw a long, straight line here. But I think I did pretty okay there. Okay. I just wanted to put those in a quick group so that this way I wouldn't be bleeding into the background if I ever want to put something behind this. Because the odds are reasonable that I will. Oh god, now I have to do several thin lines. Terrifying. Let me just focus on this. The one thing that can get me to really sit and focus. Trying to have a consistent life. Fortunately, I can do that from both ways, so I can just make this part a little thicker to make it look a little better. Yay. Yay. Okay, how are we looking so far? Oh, that looks pretty cool. I like it. Okay. I kind of want some decorations on here, but I'm not quite sure what yet, so I'm just gonna draw the second line and slightly suffer. By the way, this is what everything is going to look like eventually. It's going to be fantastic. I'm probably gonna have to start with the rest of the patterning on this next time, just because I'm not entirely sure what I want to do for the rest of it. I can tell you that I want to put something in here, but I don't know what yet. And I want to have something in here, but I don't know what yet. And I want something going down here, but I have an idea for that one. So I'll go ahead and draw that now. I think it's just gonna be a line. It's so hard to draw a line right on that because you can't see what you're doing. But yeah, it'll be something like that. And then I want some stuff in the sun itself, but I don't know what yet. Alright. I guess since I don't quite know what to do, and I still want to draw a little bit more, I'll draw some moon decorations. Just because, like, I gotta do it eventually. And why not now? Okay. I think I know what I want to do for this one. So... I'm gonna draw a few stars. Not a lot, but there are gonna be a few. So I'm gonna bust out the tiny line tool again. And... we'll just... oh, I have this set to the wrong color. I guess I'll go draw it in the middle again. That was nice. Just watching it be mirrored in real time. But I need to put the layer on top in order to see it. Okay. Third time's the charm. Here we go. Okay, and then... I just want to rotate this like that. And then I'm going to bust out the line tool again, but this time it's going to be pretty simple because, you know, that 45-degree angle placeholder I put in on the last one, that's actually just what it's going to look like for this one. I think that might even be thicker than what I want. A little bit. Yeah, I think I want it to be a tad thinner, so... I need the tinier line tool. Go back to like go back to 3 pixels. Sounds good to me. Okay. And then I will just add a tiny little diamond shape right in there. And that is what I want here. So there we go. I'm not sure if I drew it big enough. I think I drew it too small. Okay, and another little guy right there, just a little bit smaller. So I think that's what I want for that part. And then I have a particular thing that I would like to do here. Ooh. I know exactly what it is, so I just need to draw it. But it's gonna take a second, and I want to make sure that the angles are, like, exact. Yeah, here needs to go, like, more straight. Maybe it'd be easier if I think of this as a circle and this is the center. I'll just drag it out like that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna make lines until I'm satisfied. Varying lengths. I'm trying to keep them all relatively okay. I don't want them crisscrossing or one being just a wildly different angle from the ones near it, that kind of thing. And that I do want to make sure that they fill this void up here. That is their purpose. That is why I'm drawing this. So, I'll probably spend the rest of today just drawing a few lines and then going back and erasing the bits that are leading into areas they shouldn't be. Like, none of this is going to go into the borders, for example. And then I think that's where I will stop for today, but I am liking this one. I am liking where this is going. Ooh, that looks nice. Just gonna get the last few in there. I want it to be very, very dense. Very little space left around the moon itself. Okay, so I think that's probably good for this upper part. Now let's get the lower part here. Down here, still a little bit sparse, and that's definitely no good. But there we go. I think this is almost all the ones that I want to have here. So then I can do my erasing. And I'll probably do some decorations on the stars. I don't know what yet, but they're feeling a little boring. So, but yeah, I think this is good. So let's just go ahead and do a little bit of erasing here. And then I think I want to make some of these rays a little bit pointier, especially the ones where you can see the end. Well, let's get the cleanup first. Let's get that cleanup first. Okay. Now I'm gonna zoom in real close, and I'm gonna find the ones where you can see the end. I just want to make them a little bit pointier. They're like rounded off at the edge there. And this may seem like one of those things that I'm doing because I'm a silly goober and it won't actually make very much difference, but I'm actually pretty sure that this matters a lot. More than you might think, at least. I fully acknowledge that sometimes I insist on doing things that are probably pretty unnecessary, but... No. I think it will definitely look better if I make things pointier. As opposed to rounded off at the edge there. And then this time I will have a little bit more time to look at her overlays and other related art for more ideas on how I want to pattern and decorate things. Because I don't want to just randomly scribble like I do for a lot of my Inktober drawings. But, you know, the reason that they're like that is just because I have an hour to draw them. And so I don't really have time to think too deeply about it. I just think of a general motive and roll with that the entire way. On day 3 of Inktober, for example, my motive there was the sun. So I made everything sun-like. And the one today was eyes. So, the cult of eyeballs. So I just followed the same few motives everywhere. But here I actually really want to do it properly and really think about what I'm putting in. But there we go. I think that's a good start to filling in that area. I might put more snake stuff over here, for example. I don't know. It'd be nice to have a little bit more going on around her legs. I said I was going to end after doing the moon, but I changed my mind. Let's poke at this snake a little bit. When I draw things like the scales of the snake, I think that this will work. And I think this is probably sufficient for filling in that area. Where's my mouse? Here it is. Let's make the snake just a little thicker. Make the head just a little bigger. The tail can be quite small, but I want it to stick out a little more on this side and come back here a little bit. I don't think that makes sense, but I'm going to leave it there. We'll make this part a little thicker too. There. Just a snake all tangled up in there. I think that'll be fine. And then at some point I'll decorate down here and up here. The stars, I do think I will also put some other decorations on them. And I might even put some stuff on these lines going around the clock here, like little dots or something. But I think that is something I really want to dig into, and it's not something that I can just do via drawing somewhat randomly. It's like I could, but I don't think it would look very good. Like this, this looks pretty good. I think this looks pretty good so far, but it's unfinished. Yeah. So hopefully I can get some of those ideas down and I can really just dig into drawing the rest of her and making her look lovely and stained glass. Like. And doing as one of the viewers said, T-posing for dominance. That is a wonderful phrase. But I think I better stop here for today. I gotta do some research. But I like where I'm going with this. I'm happy. It looks so much better with color. It really does. But I think I will stop here for today. So, thank you all for coming, and I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.